Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to tonight's presentation. Welcome to tonight's presentation, everybody. Let me clean up the screen a little bit for you here. And we're going to get going. I want to frame what we're going to walk through tonight. This presentation is going to focus on how to earn between $5,000 and $10,000 per webinar and how to sponsor between 17 and 24 people every single month. I'm going to bring up my slides in a moment. I'm going to go through the training. I'm going to do a quick audio-visual check, guys. I want to be 100% sure that you can see me and hear me okay. So please put a comment in if you can hear me and see me okay. Say, yes, I can hear you and see you, okay? Please add a comment if you can hear me and see me. Let's take a look here. Okay. Can hear and see you. Rich says no sound. You're going to have to address that at your end. Seems like we're getting a lot. I can see you and hear you. Yes, perfectly. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Very good. Now, what we're going to get into tonight is material that almost nobody in this industry is qualified to teach, first of all, and still fewer people actually teach it. Let me explain what I mean. Webinars are fairly common in home business. Home business owners love webinars, okay? But here's the thing. Most people on webinars, they might do a webinar for 20 people, 30 people. I know a lot of leaders. Guys, I'm a top producer in 2 programs. I know a lot of other industry leaders. And most people, when they sell an opportunity, most opportunities pay out like $50 or $60 on the front end if they're selling like a network marketing opportunity. A lot of network marketers, guys, I have a lot of experience in network marketing. So when people do a webinar, and even if they sponsor 10 people on a webinar, which is a ton, okay, that might be a $600 webinar. Guys, what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is a $5,000 to $10,000 webinar. Totally different deal. Totally different deal. I've got a lot of leaders that have been approaching me, asking me, Steve, what are you doing and how do you do it? I see your promotions for your webinars. I hear stories about how much you're earning on your webinars. How the heck do you do it? I've had a lot of leaders come to me to ask how to get trained, to get coaching, and to plug into what I'm doing. So guys, don't think this is just some other training about, webinars. What I'm doing is very different, and I'll prove it to you. I will show you my results. I'll show you how I do it. I will be making an offer tonight. We'll get into that at the end of the presentation. Those of you that are here, to the end of the presentation, will have the opportunity for me to hand you an automated webinar funnel that I have created that generates $297 commissions on autopilot. And I'll set that up to point to your affiliate link so you make those commissions. Now, an automated webinar is a webinar that appears to be live but is in fact a recording. This is GoToWebinar. This is a real, truly live webinar. I mean, you can see the date and time on the bottom of my screen here on the bottom right. There is another type of webinar I'll talk about a little bit on this webinar that's automated, where it just runs and it appears to be live. You get all the selling benefits. Those that are with me through the end of the presentation will have the opportunity for me to set up an automated webinar funnel that I have created that's proven to convert, that's proven to generate $297 commissions. I made thousands of dollars with it. I will set that up to point to your affiliate link. You must be here through the end of the presentation to be eligible. No exceptions. Got a very fast-growing business. Going to get right into the material, guys. I do not have to be here tonight. Got a lot going on in my business. Taking time out of my schedule to train you. I ask for you to stay totally focused. Let's get right into it. Shut off Twitter. Shut off your phone. Shut off Skype. Let's get right into the material, guys. Tonight's presentation . Tonight's presentation is the $10,000 per hour webinar formula. How to earn $10,000 or more in an hour and sponsor 17 to 24 reps monthly with webinars. Do any of these relate to you? You see leaders doing webinars but feel a little unsure whether or how to do them yourself. You want residual income but don't have the 5 to 7 years required to build a large downline to make it happen. If you had a cost-effective way to earn an extra $3,000 to $8,000 a month in your business that was legitimate, it would radically change your business. You've been in a learning mode for years and you want to boost your income dramatically. You're ready to build a real business like a top earner if you have a proven strategy that just plain works. Here's my official promise to you. I, Steve Jaffe, promise to share with you the exact webinar strategy that has allowed me to repeatedly create commissions of $297 to $497, and those total $5,000 to $10,000 per webinar. I'll get into that. The exact webinar strategy that has earned me thousands of dollars monthly, allow me to sponsor 17 to 24 reps per month without prospecting, cold calling, or meetings. I promise by the end of this webinar to allow you to be able to implement the exact strategy yourself within 96 hours of this webinar. I promise to show you how this strategy will allow you to sponsor all the people you could ever need to become a top producer in any direct sales, multi-level, top tier, or affiliate program. And finally, I promise you more fun out of life and the ability to provide yourself and your family with everything you want out of life for you and them, and the peace of mind that comes with it. Guys, we're talking about selling products, $297 to $497 per unit, and how to sell 20 of these, 30 of these on a webinar so you make $5,000 to $10,000. That's what we're talking about, guys. Now, is this a bold promise? Yes, and I will keep it. I will keep that promise to you tonight. Stay with me. Wait till you see what I have available for you in terms of this training, guys, when I really, really peel back the curtain and show you how this is done. A little bit about my background, then we'll get into the training. Again, my name is Steve Jaffe. I live in Austin, Texas. This is me and my girlfriend Jamie here at a local football game. I train on webinar marketing because of my results, because I get a lot more people to register, a lot more people to attend, and I make a lot more money with my webinars than nearly anybody else in the industry. I was recently featured on 4 successive covers of a popular industry magazine called What's Working Now. Focuses on internet marketing strategies. I did a webinar training series for them on the fundamentals of webinar marketing. Here's one of my trainings, the $3,000 hour webinar formula. Now guys, this was several months ago when I did this particular training. I have since introduced some new tactics that have taken my webinars to the $5,000 to $10,000 range. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. Mass persuasion webinars is one of my other presentations. I had my girlfriend Jamie appear on the cover with me. We had a lot of fun with this photo shoot. Taught the fundamentals of influence psychology. Very, very significant. Very significant. How to influence others ethically without being a scumbag. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how to do this ethically, the right way, so you can induce people to join your opportunity, to buy, etc. Webinars are a very effective way to generate leads. Did a training how to generate 15 to 30 leads daily just by promoting webinars. I'm going to show you my results. Generated a whole lot more than that today. I'm going to literally show you my autoresponder back office in a moment so you can see my results. I also speak on webinar marketing. I spoke at a marketing event called Live the Dream in San Diego earlier this year in early November on the topic of webinar marketing. People flipped. They absolutely loved my presentation. I had a leader come up to me who said, Steve, I literally got goosebumps during your presentation when you taught that material. And he's like, I still have goosebumps. He literally came up to me and said that. He was so jacked on what I had to teach. Stay with me. You'll see. Did my MBA at MIT's Sloan School of Management. Did my undergrad at Stanford University. I'm the author of a popular ebook on lead generation called the Lead Generation Formula. It's been downloaded over 3,000 times in the last 90 days alone. I average between 40 and 120 leads per day. Depends on how aggressively I'm promoting and advertising. Let me just show you today's results. You know, I promise to show you real results. Okay, this is AWeber. This is my autoresponder. Added today, these are obviously the leads I generated today. 80 subscribers. Guys, I generated 80 leads today. 80 leads today. Okay, this is real time. Okay, literally showing my back office. Do you know how many leaders I've seen show in real time their lead generation in their back office? Maybe one. Maybe one. Okay, I'm going to show you the real deal, guys. Okay, there's not a lot of people that are going to show you their results straight in their back office like that. Here's an example webinar earning $2,082 in 96 hours. This is actually an old slide. I've got to update this. I mean, my webinars these days tend to gross a lot more than that. Notice that these are $297 and $497 commissions principally. I'm not talking about selling ebooks, $30 commissions, $50 ebooks. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about selling beefy, creating beefy commissions, $297 to $497. Let me once again show you my results. I'm all about keeping it real. Have no patience for the fluff and the hype and all this kind of stuff. I used to work as a professional investment analyst for GE Capital on deals $20 million to $40 million in size. I'll get into a little bit more about my background in a moment here. You walk into the office at GE and are promoting a pitching a $20 million deal with phony numbers, you get fired. Okay, I have no patience for the phoniness and the hype and all that kind of jazz. This is my Gmail. When I have a sale that is closed and it comes through my merchant account, I get an email from authorize.net. That's one of my merchant account service providers. Let me show you what a webinar looks like. One of my webinars. I did a webinar less than a week ago, December 12th. Okay, see all these emails that came in on December 12th? Let's take a look at them. $497. Now I want you to notice a couple things here. First of all, it's $497. It's not a $30, $20 commission. Look at the date, December 12th, 9:30 p.m. Now I am on Central Time, so I did a webinar starting at 9 o'clock Eastern Time last Thursday, and I presented the offer and about an hour and a half into it, and the sales started coming in. So 9:30 p.m., $497 commission. Let's look at the next email. $497 commission, 9:31. Let's see, the first one was, I'm just going back to look at the timestamp, 9:30. So in 1 minute, there's $1,000, $497, 9:37. So in 6 minutes, we're up to $1,500 in commissions, 9:38. Now we're up to 7 minutes, or rather 8 minutes. Another commission. This one came in at 9:41. 11 minutes have transpired in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's $2,500 in commissions in 11 minutes, guys. Okay, how long did it take you to earn the last $2,500 you've earned? You might have had to work 2 weeks on the job, maybe a month on the job, maybe 3 weeks on the job. 9:41, 11 minutes, we're up to $3,000. This is what a webinar looks like when you know how to do this. When you follow the proven blueprint that I have developed. Guys, I've been trained by 7- and 8-figure income earners, and I have tested and added some tweaks to get even better results. 9:43. Okay, look at this. These are all $497 commissions from the same webinar. 9:45, 15 minutes in. 15 minutes into showing the offer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. $4,000 in 15 minutes, guys. Don't you think it would be cool to know how to earn $4,000 in 15 minutes? That would be pretty cool, right? That would change your life, probably, if you had that skill set. That's the skill set you're going to get introduced to tonight. $497. I'm not going to go through all these. I just want you to get a feel for this, okay? I want you to see that this is real. $497. $958. This is why I've been asked to speak. This is why I've been appearing on magazine covers, because it's real. I really get these results. $950. Get the idea. $497. I can sit here all night going through commissions. This webinar, all told, there were a few sales that came in afterwards. Okay, you can see the 13th and the 16th. This webinar, all told, was an $8,000 webinar. Okay, it was 16 sales at $497. Let me show you some other webinars that I've done. Let me show you some other webinars that I've done. I mean, you can see all these commissions, guys. These are all $297, $497. Did a webinar November 20th. Let's look at that one. November 20th, $497. Okay, that's less than a month ago, guys. 9:16 p.m., right? November 20th. Same thing. Look at this. 9:21. 497. Why am I showing you the time? Because I want you to see that it comes in quickly. This is not staggered over, a month. We're talking about a matter of minutes. Thousands of dollars made in a matter of minutes. Same webinar, 933, 497. 497. 933. Guys, I used to have to work, to make this kind of money, I used to have to work a month. When I had a job, I worked my business full time, I've done that for years. I literally had to work a month to make this kind of money. Make $5 grand, it would take me a month. Now, $5 grand, 15 minutes, 933. Why? Because this is the most leveraged selling medium on the planet. You get the idea. You get the idea, guys. Okay, I want you to see that this is real, that I've been able to repeat and duplicate these results. Okay? Did a webinar on October 30th where I sold a $297 offer. Look at all these sales, guys. I'm going to highlight them for you. Look at all these sales that came in on the 30th. What you're looking at here is 19 sales. This is 20 rows. That's 19 sales on the 30th on that screen. Right? In total, this was 32 sales. 32 sales at $297 is $10,000 approximately. Look at this. Let's look at these. 297, 922. You get the idea, right? I'm not going to spend all night on this, but I just want you to see this. 297, 923. You get the idea, okay? It just this webinar was 18. The first 18 sales came in 9 minutes. That's over $5,000 in 9 minutes. Okay, this is absolutely real, and more than that, new marketers can do webinars and get results. My students get results. My students get results. I have students who are doing webinars for the first time and closing $297 sales. They've never sold at that price point in their life. Okay, this isn't any more difficult than what you're doing. It's just different. Driving a black car is no more difficult than driving a red car. It's just different. I'm also a top producer for My Lead System Pro. That is a marketing system, 100,000 affiliates. Here I am on the leaderboard. Just, again, a little bit more about my background. We'll get into the training in a moment here, just so you know who you're listening to. Member of the Month for My Lead System Pro. They only choose 12 out of 100,000 affiliates. I was Member of the Month in June. I'm also a top producer for Magnetic Sponsoring. I am the #3 all-time producer for leads. You can see that #3 on the all-time leaderboard for this program. This is a who's who list of internet marketers in the network marketing space, guys. And I've moved more leads through their funnels, generating more leads than anybody in the world. They also have about 100,000 affiliates, except for 2 people. Okay, #3 all time. Also an instructor for Better Networker. This is a website that provides training for home business owners. Really great website. Other great leaders that train for it: Todd Falcone, Michelle and Bill Pescasolido, Ray Higdon, etc. A little bit of feedback on my webinars. Steve Jaffe, one of the very best presentations I've heard in the 14 years I've been in this profession. Awesome job. We're going to be here for about 90 minutes, maybe 75 minutes, somewhere in there. Just a heads up, stay totally focused. One of the very best presentations I've heard in 14 years. Awesome job. Best training I've ever had. Been in this industry for 7 years. God bless you. Wow, that was awesome. My fingers are falling off from all the notes I was typing. You rock. Ed Beach, my mind is now officially blown. Wow, what a great presentation. Absolutely stunning presentation, Steve. Thank you. This is the kind of feedback that you want to get from your webinars. Brian Finale is the co-founder of My Lead System Pro, MLSP, a marketing community, a marketing system, again, with over 100,000 affiliates. They've been doing webinars every week since the end of 2008, winter of 2008. They've done about 200 webinars. They've had every leader, kind of everybody who's anybody in the industry who promotes online has come through and done a webinar for these guys. Brian has seen it all. Jaffe's legit, everyone. It will do you a great service to get on here and learn some of his tricks. The dude is killing it on webinars. Steve Jaffe, my hero. Brian, we'll have to get you back on a Wednesday webinar. You know, you kept like 980 people on a webinar for like 90 minutes. That is no small feat. My last webinar had a 63% attendance rate. We call that the show rate. What's normal for leaders is 40%, guys, 40%. I get 50 to 60% to attend. 50 to 60% of the people for my list to attend. That is monster. Okay, that's a 25 to 50% better result than normal, and the webinar hasn't even started. Ha ha ha, that's not normal. Prodigy. Metrics matter, guys. Steve Jaffe is just a phenom when it comes to automating webinars. Now, as you saw, a lot of customers piling in. A lot of customers piling into my business, guys. Okay, I showed you my Gmail with all those, those are all customers of mine. And guys, I sell other stuff outside of webinars, by the way. Okay, that's not my entire business. But by and large, the most profitable avenue by far in my business is selling with webinars. Taking time out of a very busy schedule, guys. In exchange, I ask you to stay totally dialed in, stay focused, shut off your phone, shut down Twitter, shut down Skype. What you will learn tonight is different. No one teaches this. Most of the training on webinar marketing is very few and far between. And if so, it tends to be just a little bit about how to present. There's a lot more to it, guys. I'm going to get into that tonight. How to get butts in the seats, how to get them to attend. These things matter. Stay totally focused. Those of you that are here through the entirety of the presentation will have the opportunity for me to hand you an automated webinar funnel that I have created and tested and literally made thousands of dollars from. That's proven to create $297 commissions on autopilot. An automated webinar is a webinar that appears to be live but is in fact a recording. Get all the benefits of a webinar, but you don't have to spend the time to do it. I will set up that automated webinar. Okay, I'll give you that opportunity for me to hand that to you. But I'll set it up to point to your affiliate link so you make the commissions. You can make $297 commissions on autopilot. You must be here through the entirety of the presentation, no exceptions. Now, I was not always as successful as I just showed you. I was working very long hours when I got into network marketing. I was working very long hours in corporate America for GE as an investment analyst. I'd recently got my MBA from MIT, was living in Midtown Manhattan. I was commuting an hour and a half each way out to Stamford, Connecticut to work in one of GE's finance groups. I would literally run to my 7:30 a.m. train. That's an early train. I had to be out the door by 10 after 7 in the morning so I could sit on a train for an hour and a half and then work, 9, 10 hours, and then I could commute an hour and a half home. Guys, I had no life. When you add it all up, it was like 80-hour weeks, very long hours working on deals, long commute. I got introduced to network marketing, and I was like, that's my salvation. He's drawing circles on the board. Oh, my God, that looks amazing. He's drawing circles on the board. I can make money. I got totally into it. And I was doing home meetings and advertising on Craigslist and, pitching them the opportunity and sending out product samples. It was a nutrition company. And I was hitting up my friends and, they stopped calling me back. And I was like, how come Bob's not calling me back? What's going on? Join the NFL club, no friends left club, That's what happens, right? Your friends are like, dude, I'm not interested. Please stop telling me about your opportunity. Sponsored a bunch of people, not a ton. Sponsored about half a dozen people I knew. Sponsored about half a dozen people I met. Created a check of about $250 a month. Barely enough to cover my auto ship and all the other stuff I was buying. The DVDs I was giving out and the brochures and all this stuff. And man, it was frustrating. I could not figure out how to grow my business any bigger. And all I was told was make your list, talk to friends and family. And I was like, what are you talking? I'm out of people to talk to. Now, nothing really changed until I learned how to market online. Nothing. How to generate leads. That was my focus. I was like, if I could just figure out how to have a constant stream of people to approach with my business, then all will be great. And that's what I did. I learned how to generate leads online. I mean, you saw I'm number 3 all time for leads, with one of the systems I promote. But let me tell you something. Generating leads doesn't mean you're going to make money. There's a lot of focus on how to generate leads among those that market online. And I kind of bought it hook, line, and sinker. I really did. I was like, if I just had enough leads, I could certainly figure out how to make money from them. And, I made a little money, but not really enough to sustain myself. It wasn't until I started getting into doing webinars that everything changed. Because when you're just generating leads, you'll probably end up selling stuff that's pretty low ticket. Ebooks, memberships for $50 a month. Webinars are very good to sell at $200 price points and up, and I'll explain why in a little bit. And when you can sell products that are $297 or $497 commissions, your life changes. Your life changes because you can make thousands of dollars in an evening. It's that simple. It's no more difficult to do a webinar for 5 people than it is to do for 50 people. Okay? We had like 170 people register for this webinar, guys. I hope you realize that. There's a ton of people on this webinar right now. And honestly, when I was in network marketing and I was advertising on Craigslist and bringing people in, at best we'd have 6 people come into the room. At best. At best, we had to pay for advertising. It was a lot more energy intensive and time consuming to do live presentations to 6 people than it is to do a webinar to 60 people or 160 people. Let me tell you, I can tell you from experience. Here's what all this stuff really means and why you should be excited today. If you've been confused about what direction to go in, really what's going on is you're simply trying to find out what business strategy is the best fit for you. There is a silver lining to everything you're going through, all the trials, tribulations, struggles of being a small business owner. Guys, there's definitely a silver lining. If you feel like you've been wasting time with no results, really you're willing to sacrifice for your family and your future, and that's noble, that is honorable. If you feel like you've been suffering from information overload, you're a mile wide and an inch deep. You're a sponge, you want to learn, so you have the right knowledge to use when the right opportunity comes along. Information is almost never a disadvantage. It's important that you get the training. It's important that you buy the training that you need. You've got to be a buyer, by the way, if you want to sell. You're going to attract who you are. You've got to be willing to buy the training. We leaders, we own everything. We own all the training. I went and spent over $100,000 to get my MBA, and then I pretty much bought every training product in the industry to learn how to get trained properly. Okay? This is not the place to be stingy. Don't be stingy with your education. That's why I went to Stanford, and that's why I went to MIT. Because I wanted to get the best that I could get myself into. And there's a price for that. Right? There's a price for that. I've been paying the price. And now I'm reaping the rewards. And you should too, guys. If you've been embarrassed about what your family's thinking of you, you're still doing that thing. You want the best for you and your family. You'll take the risk to provide for them what you know is best when they may not. Guys, it's not your fault if you haven't been getting the results that you desire in your business. It's not your fault. You just haven't been shown a path that's going to work for you. And I got to tell you, going down to Denny's to find people to talk to, going to shopping malls to find people to talk to about your business ain't going to get the job done. I've been there. Going to networking events 3 nights a week and sacrificing your life for your business ain't going to get the job done. You have not been shown a path that's viable and realistic. Let's talk about a path that is viable, very profitable. Webinars have the highest sales conversion rate of any sales medium in the industry. Webinars have the highest sales conversion rate, conversion from lead to sale. This matters a lot. Webinars convert from lead to sale better than sales letters, better than sales videos, and similar conversion rates to selling from the stage. Selling from the stage is when you go to a live event, there's a leader that teaches at the front of the room. They hold up their DVD set at the end of the event and they say, guys, here's what I got for you, and people run to the back of the room to buy. Or they pitch whatever they're going to pitch and people run to the back of the room to buy. You can emulate that with a webinar. When I showed you guys 18, on that webinar, I showed you guys, we're 15 minutes in, I've already showed you $4,000 of commissions. That's what I'm talking about. When you see all those commissions flood in a matter of 10 minutes, that is the equivalent of people running to the back of the room to buy. You can emulate that on a webinar. Very, very powerful. But you don't have to rent the room. You don't have to, bring boxes of brochures and DVDs and all that stuff. So much easier to do it from the comfort of your own home, guys. And you can automate it. So you don't even have to do it live. I like presenting, so I do webinars live occasionally, like tonight. I test stuff. I want to get a feel for what's working. But then I automate it, guys. You can't do that with selling from the stage. Here's why webinars are such a potent selling medium. A webinar is a scheduled event. Stay with me. This matters a lot. This is the reason why webinars are the most effective selling medium in the industry. A webinar is a scheduled event. It's not what we call interruption marketing. Interruption marketing is you're on Facebook, there's some ads on the right side of the page. You didn't get on Facebook to click ads. You got on Facebook to read your newsfeed, to post stuff. You're not there to click ads. That's an interruption to why you're there. Interruption marketing is you're at work, you get an email, it's somebody with a link to a sales video they've sent you. You didn't go to work to watch sales videos, I mean, unless that's your job. You went to work to do the job, right? That's interruption marketing. That's somebody trying to get your attention while you're doing something else. In contrast, a webinar is a scheduled event. It is on your calendar. Tonight's webinar was on your calendar. You knew exactly when it was starting. Scheduled events get heightened attention. The things that matter, that are important, are scheduled. Think of the last wedding you attended. It was scheduled. You knew exactly when it was, what day of the week, what the date was for that wedding, when the ceremony was going to be. Okay, think of the last graduation you went to for maybe one of your children or a relative, maybe a sibling. It's a scheduled event. You knew exactly when it was going to happen. The things that matter, that are important to us, we schedule. And the things that we schedule and attend get heightened attention. And with heightened attention, time is suspended. Your information is the only thing that matters. It's like Vegas. It's like being in Las Vegas at a casino. There's no windows. There's no clocks. Why? They want you totally focused on the casino. They've created an environment that's conducive to maximizing sales. You get to do the same thing on a webinar. Very important. You are marketing to a captive audience. You can get the prospects into an emotional state where they're open and ready to buy. Selling is a process of impelling your prospect into an experience where their emotions change and they're open and ready to buy. Buying is an emotional experience. People buy emotionally and justify their purchase with logic. It took me a long time to accept this. You know, I've got an MBA from MIT. I'm pretty analytical, quantitative, etc. But guys, people buy emotionally and they justify it with logic, even those that are so-called analytical types. Webinars allow you to craft an experience that impels your audience into an emotional experience where they're open and ready to buy. You get to educate your prospects on everything they need to make an informed decision. You get to do an entire presentation. It could be an hour, it could be an hour and a half. It's not like a sales video. Guys, I've looked at the stats. For sales videos, just videos that people click on from like an email, there's only like 10% of the people who watch the whole video. On a webinar, you can get almost 100% of the people to stay with you guys if you have good material and you're teaching. People perceive you as an authority, and psychologically we are biased to comply with authority figures. People like doctors wearing a lab coat, people like police officers in uniform, etc. People will perceive you as an authority when you do webinars, or even when you promote webinars that aren't yours, because some of the authority of the speaker will rub off on you. So many network marketers out there are just jumping up and down about their opportunity and trying to pitch you on how it's in pre-launch and ground floor opportunity and great comp plan and great products and yada, yada, yada. When you come out and start to just promote a webinar, you're positioning yourself as somebody who's there to help them. That lowers resistance. They will buy more of everything in your funnel, everything you're promoting, even the stuff you're not selling on webinars. This is a powerful reality that I realized by doing a lot of webinars. I noticed everything else I was selling, even if I wasn't selling it on a webinar. I have some low-ticket stuff I sell in my marketing funnel. People were buying more of that stuff because I was doing webinars. Doing webinars or promoting webinars by others raises the water in your entire business. It will increase sales of other stuff. Very, very powerful. Here are 5 webinar tactics that make the difference. Tactic number 1, you must position your webinars around a unique selling proposition. Everyone thinks they know what a unique selling proposition is because they know what the words mean. They know what each of these words mean, okay? But most people actually don't really know what this is. Let's walk through this, and I'll explain to you why it's so important. First of all, the backdrop here, the background. Your prospect is deluged with invitations and faces event clutter. They're getting hit up with invitations to training webinars, team hangouts, opportunity webinars for a business opportunity, team conference calls, three-way calls, Super Saturday events, the company's convention, on and on and on. Your prospects are basically bombarded with invitations to stuff, more now than ever before. Your webinar must stand out. It would be pretty cool to know how to cut through all of this so your webinar stands out among all the rest, head and shoulders above the rest. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would be very, very cool, wouldn't it? The way you do that is you position your webinar with a unique selling proposition. First of all, implicit in the title of your webinar is an offer, a proposition. This is a promise to deliver some benefit. The $10,000 per hour webinar formula. There's an implicit promise in there, isn't there? That you're going to learn how to earn $10,000 or more on a webinar. Okay, and I'm walking through how you do that now. There's an implicit offer. Now most people get this, right? You see webinars out there that are like how to generate leads, how to sponsor more reps, how to get more Facebook fans. But it's points 2 and 3 that people miss. The offer, the benefit, the promise of the webinar that's embedded in the title of the webinar itself must be unique. It must differ from what competitors offer. If they can just go out there and Google and find some course on what you're going to do your webinar about, or find some YouTube video, you're dead in the water. It must be unique. It's not good enough if you just, how to generate leads, how to get Facebook fans. And we've all seen webinars like this in Hangouts. Snore. It's like Snorefest 2013 out there. It's ridiculous. More than that, your webinar title must make an offer that's unique, and it's got to pull. It's got to be attractive. Just because it's unique, it's got to answer the so what question. How to sponsor 10 people a month by working 80 hours a week. Well, that's a benefit. That's unique, but no one wants that. I mean, I'm using an extreme example. You know, I'm kind of making a joke here. But it's got to pull. It's got to be something that's sexy. It's got to move the masses to take action. So everyone thinks, oh yeah, I know what a U.S.P is, unique selling proposition. But almost nobody actually does this with their webinars. All my webinars start with this. This is one of the core reasons why I get better results than almost everybody else. I get more registrations. I get higher opt-in rates on my webinar registration pages, a higher percentage of people actually opting in. I get higher attendance, 50, 60, 70% attendance, which is unheard of. It starts with the U.S.P. Tactic number 2, generate leads with your webinars. Every webinar that you promote, you should capture the leads into your autoresponder. In other words, what you do is you have registrants to your webinars added to your autoresponder automatically. Your autoresponder is your contact manager for your leads. It is the piece of software that emails your leads. And there are ways to set things up, and I teach my students how to do this so that every one of your webinar registrants gets added to your autoresponder as a lead. What most people do is they use the standard GoToWebinar registration page. They use this standard GoToWebinar registration page. Okay? Let me show that to you. Let me show that to you right now. Okay, I wasn't planning on doing this, but let me show you what that actually looks like. So you can actually see what that looks like. Okay, this is another webinar. It's a private webinar for customers only. Look at this. Like, it's this kind of page. You've seen pages like this, okay? Right? Those pages are very common. Now, I'm using it in that case because, they're already customers. They're already on my list. That's like a private webinar that I'm doing. But that's, you guys have seen that. That doesn't add them to your autoresponder. This is what I mean, how there's a big difference between how I do webinars and how a lot of people do webinars. There's a lot of sloppiness that goes on out there. You've got to capture the leads. The reason why is then you can follow up with them, okay? Then you can follow up with them. So when they buy, you can sell them something else. If they don't buy, you can market something else to them, promote another webinar to them. This allows you to advertise. This allows you to advertise because you can maximize the profitability of all your webinar registrants. You can be very aggressive. Very aggressive promoting webinars. It's not like you're promoting an opportunity. People have a very high tolerance for hearing your promotions about webinars. If you go jump up and down about your opportunity, they'll tune you out. They've heard it all before, but webinars are training. Tactic number 3, aggressively maximize attendance. It's not enough to just get them to register. You got to get butts in the seats. More people, the better. Do not send the same boring emails everyone else sends. Hey guys, we're starting in a couple hours. It's going to be fun. Hope you can make it. That's the kind of boring email everyone else sends. My emails almost always include a bulleted list of the benefits they're going to get from the webinar. Don't send a reminder email and then that says, you'll see, you guys probably saw my emails, we're starting in 2 hours, we start in an hour. But then the body of the email, I've got bullet points what the webinar is about. Those are carefully written to heighten interest and demand. What others do is they just send an email out that's like, we're starting in 2 hours, that's the subject, and then the body of the email says the same thing. They already know from the subject that you're starting in 2 hours. Why on earth would you waste the body of the email, the content of the email, saying the same darn thing? It's ridiculous. It's not good enough. This is why one of the big reasons I get 50 to 70% attendance when others get 40%. And this matters a lot. The numbers matter a lot. We're talking about, 50% better results. The webinar hasn't even started. Tactic number 4, stop being a wimp. You cannot make a multiple 5-figure income like I do per month by being wimpy about it. You've got to get out of your comfort zone, guys. It's okay. Be bold. Be bold. What do I mean by be bold? Be willing to promote your webinars. Be willing to do a webinar. Okay? My students, not everybody's super confident, but through the training I provide them, they become very, very confident. Confidence comes from education, guys. Okay? As somebody who's admittedly maybe a little overeducated, confidence comes from education. You've got to market full guns blazing. What that means is if you've got something to sell, promote it. But don't jump up and down like an amateur about how great your opportunity is. Nobody cares. Do it the right way. Do a webinar. Totally different animal, as I've explained to you. Heightened attention, scheduled event, complete presentation, heightened authority. But you got to go for it, guys. Believe me, it's worth it. You cannot pussyfoot around if you want to get paid, right? As you can probably tell by my energy, just in this training, do I sound like somebody who's casual about this stuff? No. It's not hard. It's actually a lot more fun to just go for it than to pussyfoot around. You'd be amazed at how much more confident you feel when you push the start button and start to do a webinar. And the way I do it is I coach and develop my students so they know exactly what they're doing, how to get the registrations, how to get the attendees, how to go through the whole webinar so they close. Finally, automate. When you've got a webinar funnel that's converting effectively, automate it. Put it on autopilot so you don't have to trade time for money. Okay? It can take time, take energy to do live webinars. I've done a lot of live webinars. Okay? And I like doing them to a point. I don't like having to do them all the time. I like doing them selectively. Right? We had holiday season coming up. This is a webinar that I was excited to do. It's not a webinar that I have taught before to a non-paying audience. This material I've only taught to paying members previously, guys. What's an automated webinar? Again, it's a webinar event that appears to be live but is in fact a recorded webinar. It's not merely a recording of a live webinar. It's not, hey guys, sorry you missed the webinar, here's the replay. That's a replay. That's something else. I'm talking about a webinar where the attendee believes that it is live, but is in fact a recording. You get all the benefits of heightened attention, scheduled event, heightened authority, highest converting selling medium on the planet, but you don't have to trade time for results. You don't have to sacrifice an evening. Okay, now when I promote my automated webinars, I don't say that they're live. I just say, hey guys, there's a webinar happening 9 o'clock on Tuesday, 9 o'clock on Thursday, right? This, as I mentioned, this is a truly live webinar. GoToWebinar is a live webinar platform. There are other webinar platforms that do automated webinars. What automated webinars do is create automated commissions. These are daily commissions that simply arrive while you do other things. Play with your kids, go to the beach, go on vacation, go scuba diving in the Caribbean, go to a movie, sleep, spend time with the people that you love, play golf. I'm a golfer. What I'm talking about is commissions that just show up. And I'm talking about significant commissions, $297 to $497 commissions and up, that come in without prospecting, without cold calling, without meetings. This is passive income from set it and forget it marketing. This is the purest form of time freedom. Once the automated webinar is set up, it runs on autopilot, it generates commissions repeatedly. The most profitable way to create automated income is with automated webinars, the highest converting sales medium on the planet, automated. Why? Why automate your business like this? Why create automated commissions? Well, let's get real. Network marketing downlines require a ton of time. Prospecting, cold calling, meetings, three-way calls, team calls, Super Saturday events, company events. I am not one of these guys that have, just got online, started promoting online. No, guys, I was a traditional network marketer before I got into internet marketing. I've done all this stuff. It takes a tremendous amount of time. Once you get good, once you do, if you can't sponsor anyone without calling an upline to do a three-way call, your time just went out the window. It's 15 minutes to prep the upline on who the prospect is, and it's half an hour of the three-way call, then there's a phone call debrief with the upline, then you got to call the prospect and hold their hand. When you bring people into your opportunity on the phone or in person, you have to continue to handhold them on the phone or in person. They're going to expect that. If you have a three-way call, you follow up with them, all this kind of stuff, they're going to expect that they can call you whenever they have an issue, and they will. Home meetings, like home parties can be very effective to close, but people don't want to do that. We used to do home parties. I get with one of my downline, I'd have them invite some of their friends, have them come over, I would do a presentation to showcase the company and the products. We had like 90% of the people sign up for the opportunity on our home meetings, but they don't duplicate. People in your downline will say, yeah, we'll do home meetings, that sounds great, but they won't actually do it. What will happen is they'll invite 6 people, 2 people will attend, they'll get frustrated, and they'll stop doing them. That's what happens. 99.99% of your team doesn't want to do this stuff. This is why people have so little success, unfortunately, in network marketing using traditional tactics. I have looked at 20 to 30 income disclosure statements. These are disclosure statements by the network marketing companies that disclose the average income of distributors. The FTC requires the companies to publish them. And let me tell you, 85% of the people in network marketing don't earn a check. They're product users. 15% of the people are going to sponsor others, and they'll sponsor 2 people total on average. Of those 15% that are earning a check, only 5% are earning enough to cover their auto ship. That's 5% of 15%. That's 0.75%. 99.25% of the people in network marketing, according to these income disclosure statements, aren't even earning enough to cover their auto ship. And those that are barely earning more than their auto ship in most cases. The percentage of people who are making big money is tiny, guys. This is why people get so little duplication. They don't want to do this stuff. If you don't believe me, go contact your downline and say, guys, make your list of friends and family and send it to me tomorrow. You have 24 hours, and watch how many people actually do it. Network marketing is a wonderful business model if you didn't have to do all this stuff. Unfortunately, people do it the hard way. The easy way is to just do a webinar. Go sponsor 20 people in your opportunity on a webinar. Then automate it. Sponsor 5 people. Then automate it. Once you have a webinar that sells your opportunity, use that to close people. Say, hey guys, if you want to join my team and use this automated webinar that's sponsoring people like crazy into our opportunity, join my team. They will join your team not because the product's wonderful, not because you're in pre-launch, not because the management team is great, but because you have an effective automated selling mechanism. That's the easy way to build a network marketing downline, not running around at Denny's and the shopping mall trying to sponsor people. I've done all that stuff, guys. It's a nightmare. It's a time sink. Automated commissions create passive income without a downline. You get passive income coming in from your automated webinar while you're building your downline. It's a much smarter way to build extreme time freedom results. And frankly, it can be lucrative enough so you may not even need a downline. It's up to you. It makes it optional. It's much easier to sponsor people when you're earning thousands of dollars a month because you're not needy and desperate. Automated commissions are the crown jewel of home business. They really are. Time freedom. I got into network marketing for the time freedom, and so did you probably, or whatever you're doing, affiliate marketing, or maybe you don't have time freedom. Maybe you're not in home-based business. Webinars are effective no matter what you're selling, whether it's an opportunity, whether you're in home business or not, whether maybe you're a lawyer, accountant, dentist, contractor. You can use webinars effectively, guys, to sell anything. The fundamentals of human influence and psychology that get triggered with webinars are the same regardless of who you're selling to. Automated webinars create time freedom. Live webinars can be tiring. There's no need to sacrifice an evening. Guys, you get the perfect presentation every time. You get the perfect message every time. It's not variable like a live webinar. When you do a live webinar, your energy will differ night to night. The words you use will differ night to night. Not so with an automated webinar. It's literally an identical presentation. And you can optimize it. I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Here are my automated webinar results. I created a 1-hour automated webinar to pitch a $297 product called Traffic Mojo. Tell you a little bit about this product so you understand what this automated webinar sells. Traffic Mojo is a course. It's a training course that's delivered online, and this course teaches how to generate traffic and leads on YouTube. YouTube is the most popular search engine in the world after Google. People do more searches on YouTube than they do on Yahoo or Bing. YouTube is, top 3 or 4 most popular website in just about every country on the planet. Now, I have generated over 11,000 leads on YouTube. This slide's a little old, actually. Got to update it. It's now over 11,000. I have generated over 11,000 leads on YouTube. I have been marketing effectively on YouTube since early 2009. It's almost 5 years. That's like 15 years in any other industry. 5 years in internet time is like, 15 years elsewhere. I'm an old timer in terms of marketing on YouTube. I got involved very early when I first started marketing on the internet. At that time, I didn't have a big budget to advertise, and I saw YouTube as an effective way to get exposure. I was right, and there was no training on it. Kind of had to figure it out. Now, this course, the guys who put this course together, Frank Marino and Mark Harbert, they are other leaders in the industry. I know these guys, and these are the only 2 guys that have generated results on YouTube that match or exceed my own results. I've seen all sorts of YouTube courses come through the industry. Not a ton, but I've seen all of them, and nothing's as comprehensive as this. I have a tremendous amount of credibility selling this course. This is a $297 course that can pay out 100% commission. Okay, it's a $297 course that can pay out a $297 commission. And I created an automated webinar that sells it effectively. Now, I sent the traffic straight to the webinar registration page. Just to clarify, it's not like I promoted this automated webinar to my list. I mean to cold traffic off the internet, not a standard lead capture page. Sent the traffic straight to a webinar registration page. These were cold leads from the internet, not warm leads from my list. At the end of the webinar, a button appears they can click to buy. It's an add to cart button. Within the interface of the webinar itself, this automated webinar software will literally pop up an add to cart button, and they can click it to buy. Fill out their credit card and literally buy right there on the spot. Now, of those that buy with the automated webinar, some of them buy right on the webinar, some buy after watching a replay. Most of them buy on the webinar. Most of the sales that come in are on the webinar. Now, I moved hundreds and hundreds of registrants through this. It's actually higher now. This is an older slide, but the point of this is it's good data. This is statistically significant sample size. It's not like I moved 5 leads through this funnel. 21% of the registrants attended the webinar. This is a pretty good show rate. We call this the show rate for cold traffic. Now, I get considerably higher for warm leads from my list, But for cold leads off the internet, 21% attendance is actually pretty good. 82% of attendees stay till the end of the webinar to see the offer. This is excellent. They must stay till the end to see your offer they're going to buy. 14% bought the $297 offer. This is huge. Huge. 21% to 10, 14% buy. That's a 3% lead to sale conversion rate for the $297 offer. Guys, 3% for $297 is monster. This is monster. Guys, understand something. For a low ticket offer, an ebook or a marketing system that's $50 a month, $25 a month, most people only get 2 to 3% of their leads to buy their low ticket offer. For a $297 offer, conventional standard conversion rates are 0.5% to 1%. My conversion rate is 3 to 6 times higher than average for a typical $297 offer. This is monster, guys, and it's because I use a webinar, not a video sales letter. So powerful, so powerful. Let's do the math. 7th grade arithmetic. We'll walk through this quickly here. Let me talk to you about, show you the math for a typical marketing funnel. A funnel is just a sequence of marketing steps. That's it. Typically what people do, first of all, you cannot lead with your opportunity. If you want to market online, you can't lead with your opportunity. It's not like you're approaching a cousin or a friend where you can lead with the opportunity because they know you. You already have credibility with them. When you market on the internet, you cannot just jump up and down about your opportunity. Again, how you're in, pre-launch, great opportunity, great management team, great comp plan, great products, all that stuff. It does not work. You can't lead with that because they'll tune you out. It's too common. You just come across as another desperate, needy network marketer. What you must do online is lead with instructional content. And what most people do is they try to do it with email, with a sales letter, and here are the results. They lead with a low-ticket offer, so they'll sell an ebook. They'll sell an ebook that's instructional. They'll sell a marketing system that's low-ticket, $25 a month, $50 a month, that kind of thing. And then what they'll do is they will upsell their opportunity to their customers. This is basically the model that most people are trying to pursue who are marketing on the internet in the home business arena. Now assume that 3% buy your low ticket offer. By low ticket offer, again, I mean like an ebook for 30 or 40 bucks, or I mean a marketing system of some sort that might be a monthly membership for $25 a month or $50 a month. That's low ticket. Low ticket is under $100. That's low ticket. Assume you earn $75 in commissions when you sell the low ticket offer, right? You might make 30 bucks up front, $20, $30 up front, $40 up front. Usually at the point of sale, there's additional products that get offered. We call this a one-time offer. You guys have all seen it. Maybe you haven't, but you buy something, you enter your credit card, you check out online, and then there's another offer that comes up that says, hey, you have a one-time offer. You've got to buy this now at this discounted price if you want to get the discounted price. It's kind of like, you sell at the point of sale. It's kind of like when you go to the supermarket and they sell gum and candy and magazines in the checkout aisle while you're standing there. It's an impulse buy. Okay, and usually what that'll do is jack up your commissions. You'll make about $75 on the low ticket offer. That's typical. Assume 15% of your low ticket customers, not your leads, join your opportunity. Assume your opportunity pays $60 per sign up. Where did I come up with 15%? That's about normal. You can sponsor about 15% of people on average, your customers, not your leads, into your opportunity. I've had a lot of customers over the years. These are the kind of numbers that are typical. Assume your opportunity pays $60 per sign up on the front end. What do I mean by on the front end? I mean when you sponsor somebody into your opportunity, let's call it a typical network marketing opportunity at $150 or $200 price point, there's an upfront bonus, the quick start bonus, the fast start, the power start, whatever they call it. That's the money you get up front, the bonus you get when you sponsor somebody, and it averages around 60 bucks. It usually varies between around $30 and $80 up front, depending on the opportunity. You'd be shocked at how many of my customers, when I ask them what do they promote, they tell me the name of the company, how much do they earn up front when they sponsor somebody, you'd be shocked at how many people are like 30 bucks, 40 bucks. Okay? We're not talking about the residual income that can take 5 to 7 years to build. Nobody gets into home-based business so they can earn income in 5 years. They get into it to earn income in the short run, guys. Let's just keep it real. Now, most people do not earn any residual income. They don't earn enough to cover their check, right? We already went through that. Or rather, they don't earn enough to cover their auto ship. So there isn't any residual profit for most people. We're just focused on the front end. So assume you generate 200 leads, 3% buy the low ticket offer, 3% again is pretty typical for a low ticket offer. That would be 6 sales. 6 sales, you earn $75 in commissions per sale. On the low ticket offer, you might earn 30 or 40 and then a few more at checkout. That's $450 from the low ticket offer. You have 6 customers. You sponsor 15% into your opportunity. That is 0.9 signups. You make $60 per signup on the front end when you sponsor them. We're assuming that's $54 on the front end. So your total front end income is $450 plus $54, $504. Now I want you to take note. If you make approximately $500 from 200 leads, that's $2.50 of revenue per lead. That is not enough to advertise. It's going to cost you between $5 and $10 per lead. You must be earning, therefore, more than $5 to $10 per lead to advertise profitably. If you are only earning $2.50 per lead, you cannot advertise. There's no ROI, which means that you are going to be in lead poverty. Fastest way to generate a lot of leads is to advertise. How did I generate all those leads today, guys? How did I generate all those leads? How do I generate 50, 60, 70, 80 leads? Advertise. It's easy. And it's profitable. If you spent $5 to generate a lead and you grossed $10 from the lead, you doubled your money. Advertising is simple. It's simple. When you're doubling your money, it's no sweat. Obviously, it's the greatest investment on the planet. You can't do that with this type of funnel. Let's look at the alternative, the automated webinar funnel, apples to apples comparison. Everything's identical, except now we're going to lead with an automated webinar that sells the $297 100% payout product. Okay, now we're going to lead with the automated webinar that sells the $297 offer that pays out 100%. We're going to upsell opportunity to customers just like before. Assume 3% buy the $297 offer that pays out 100%. Where did I get that? Well, that comes from the automated webinar stats that I showed you, okay? Let's assume 3% buy the $297 offer that pays out 100%. Now, just like before, assume 3% buy the low ticket offer. That has not changed. Importantly, leading with the automated webinar does not displace sales of your low ticket offer. It's going to, actually, this is probably going to be higher. Webinars are going to raise the water for everything and increase your conversion rates, but we're going to keep it conservative. Assume you earn $75 on the low ticket offer, just like before. Assume 15% of your customers join your opportunity, just like before. Assume your opportunity pays $60 per sign up on the front end, just like before. Everything is identical, except we're leading with the automated webinar that pays out $297 commission. That's the only difference. Assume 200 leads, low ticket offer, 3% buy, just like before. 6 sales, just like before. $75 per sale, just like before. $450 total, just like before. Up till now, everything's identical. But here's the kicker. The $297 offer, 3%. 6 sales, guys. 3% buy the $297 offer. That is monster. 6 sales, you can earn $297 per sale. That's $1,782. This is the kicker, guys. This is revolutionary. This changes everything. Now you have 12 customers. Before, remember, you only had 6 customers because you were only selling the low ticket offer. Now you have both the low ticket offer customers and the customers that bought the $297 offer. 12 customers, 15% of them join your opportunity. That's 1.8 signups. You just double the number of signups. Before, you had 0.9 signups. Now, 1.8. $60 per sale, that's $108 added up, $450 plus $1,782, that's the kicker, plus $108, it's $2,340 from the exact same traffic. This is profound. A typical webinar, a typical funnel nets only $500 up front. The automated webinar funnel nets $2,340 up front. The automated webinar funnel is 5 times as profitable, plus it doubles your opportunity signups. The same effort yields 5 times the profit. Same effort, guys. Same traffic, 5 times the money. Do you want to earn a lot of money or a little money? By now, you see how important it is to start using an automated webinar immediately. Now, it was a lot of work to set it up. I had to learn how to present, 150 slides to develop, to sell to Traffic Mojo. It took me 8 weeks. Okay, it's an hour-long presentation, but there's a lot of slides that I go through. There's a 25-point webinar blueprint that I go through that I learned from a 7-figure income earner. 25 points. There's a formula to how to sell with a webinar. Okay, it's all baked into this automated webinar. Move thousands of leads through my webinars, guys. I've refined the process. I've tested stuff. Here's what I have for you. Done for you automated webinar setup. It sells to Traffic Mojo so you can earn $297 per sale automatically. This can increase profits in your business 5-fold within 14 days. The 3% conversion rate lead to sale is monster. It is proven. It is tested. You get the commissions. I will set this up to point to your affiliate link so you make the money. This is not a rotator. There's no pass-ups. It will point to your affiliate so you make all the commissions. Everything is set up for you. It's turnkey, 100% turnkey. Okay, it's already done. I just need to set up an instance that points to your affiliate link. Okay, and it's literally the same funnel I've been using to make thousands of dollars. Okay, the lead capture page will be set up. I will host the video that is the webinar, that hour-long video, set it up with the exact video that I use. I will host it on my video hosting account. All the emails that prod registrants to attend, they're already written. The webinar software sends the emails to them automatically. You can earn while you learn. There's no 6 to 12-month learning curve, guys. There's no technical hurdles. You don't have to spend $1,200 on Stealth Seminar, which is an automated webinar software. In addition to giving you the automated webinar setup and just literally setting it up for you, here's what I have for you. I am doing a 6-week webinar sponsoring and selling intensive. This is a live course. It's 6 webinars with me, 1 webinar a week. It actually starts this week. It starts tomorrow. First class is tomorrow. And I've got a handful of slots that I'm making available that I have held for tonight for this webinar to make available to you. If you can't attend the live sessions, no problem. They are recorded. This intensive goes through all the fundamentals, and I'll get into more details in a moment, how to develop a U.S.P for your webinars to sell any product or service, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's a product, whether it's a business, whether you're in home-based business or not, doesn't matter. You will learn the fundamentals, how to develop the U.S.P, how to get people to register. I'm very good at that, how to get them to attend. I'm one of the best in the industry at how to get butts in the seats. I'm going to walk through, teach you in depth how to close on webinars, how to track everything, etc. And if you can't make the live sessions, no problem, you'll get the recordings. In fact, most people are going to end up watching the recordings. Not everybody can attend it live. This focus of this course is to get you easily earning $1,000 or more per webinar, and you can scale that up to $5,000 to $10,000, just a matter of lead gen. Okay, I show you how to do that, how to track everything so you can scale that in the course. So you can sponsor 10, 12, 15 people per month, 20, 25 people per month, easily. Generate 11 to 16 leads per day or more, okay? And guys, honestly, you can exceed these metrics. You can exceed these metrics. There's a cookbook. There's a formula. It's not any more difficult to do this, by the way, than anything you're doing. It's just different. Like I said, it's not any more difficult to drive a black car than to drive a red car. It's just different. Now, this course comes with a very unique, unprecedented guarantee. I don't know anyone else who offers this. If you don't double your investment in the course within 60 days after the course is done, I will coach you until you do, or for 60 days, whichever comes first. Nobody offers this. I'm guaranteeing you will double your money. I have done this course once before over the summer. People flipped. They loved it. They loved it. They loved it. I have great testimonials from my students. I'll show you some of those. I'm looking to create more testimonials, more success stories. That's why I'm doing this. Probably won't ever do it again. Okay, my business is growing like gangbusters, but I really wanted to create some testimonials right at the start of the year, create some success stories, so I can use that in my marketing all year. Plus, it's fun. I like when people get results. Here's what you get. Week 1, session 1. How to craft an irresistible hook for your webinar that pulls in registrations and sales. That's all about how to develop a unique selling proposition. Okay, without this, you are dead in the water. You're dead in the water. Your webinars are going to suck unless you know how to do this. Or more than likely, you probably won't end up doing webinars at all without this kind of training. Okay, and then where are you going to be? It would be pretty cool to know how to get your webinars noticed, wouldn't it? How to maximize registrations and leads. I'm going to teach you how to get 50% of the people that hit your webinar registration page to sign up. That's huge. Most people get 30 or 40%. Now, I want you to think about this, okay? Remember this, 50% to opt in rather than 30 or 40%. This is a big deal. Getting registrations is where it's at for starters. You've got to get people to register. I'm going to show you how to do this. Even if you don't have a list, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because I'm going to teach you how to generate leads on Facebook, okay? I'll get to that in a little bit. It's one of the bonuses, guys. Week 3, how to get registrants to actually show up. Okay, let me walk through quickly what each module is about, and I'll talk to you about the logistics. You know, when are we going to meet, and how do you get the recordings, and all this kind of stuff. How to get registrants to actually show up. How to get butts in the seats, guys. You've got to get them to attend if you want to close. I'll teach you exactly how I get 50, 60, 70% attendance when everyone else gets like 30 or 40%. Now, let's pause for a moment, okay? Normally, people will get like 40% of people that hit their webinar registration page to register. They might get 40% to attend. So if they send 100 clicks to a webinar registration page, they get 40 people to register, 40% attend. That's 16 attendees, right? 40 registrants, 40% attend. That's 16 attendees. I will send the same 100 clicks. I'll get 50% to attend. I'll get 50 registrations. And I'll get 60% to attend. If I have 50 registrations and 60% attend, that is 30 people. Normal is 16 people. I will show you how to get a 100% better result than everyone else, and the webinar hasn't even started yet. This is an easy way to make money, guys. Week 4, I'm going to teach you the 25-point webinar blueprint that closes sales like crazy, how you can get 15, 20, 25% close rates. So you're getting way more people on your webinars than everybody else, and you're closing. There's a cookbook, a formula. I'm even going to hand you my PowerPoint template, and you can just tweak it up for your own presentations. This is all, by the way, on top of setting you up with a done-for-you automated webinar that just closes sales for you. If you're like, I'm not ready to learn how to do webinars yet, no problem. You can download all these recordings. You'll have them. And if you're ready in 6 months or a year and 18 months, this stuff is evergreen. It's universal. And it's going to work no matter what online presentation medium you use, whether it's a Hangout, whether it's a webinar, etc. The fundamentals don't change. If Facebook comes out with something that looks like a Hangout and something that looks like a webinar, and there's social added to it, and there's streaming video, and you can comment, you'll be able to use these strategies. So this training is evergreen. It will help you indefinitely into the future. The fundamentals of how you influence people do not change, guys. This is all about influence, fundamentally. Week 5, the post-webinar sales bump. That's how you promote the replay of the video to get an additional 20 to 30% to buy. Very important. Most people do this the wrong way. Hey guys, sorry you missed the webinar. Here's a replay. I will show you how to reassert the U.S.P to heightened demand for the replay so you get more sales. Finally, nobody teaches this. I will show you how to measure and track everything, your registrations, how many attend, so you can boil it down to know how much revenue you're generating per registration. If you know, and I know this, if you know that your webinar averages $30 of revenue from every registrant because you know what percentage attend, you know what percentage you're going to close based on your metrics because you've been tracking them, you can boil it down to a number. Now, if you knew that you would average $30 of revenue from every registrant, then you could go out there and advertise and generate as many registrations as you could need to hit any level of income. because you can generate leads for $5 a lead. I'm even going to show you how to do it on Facebook as a bonus. You can generate $5, $6 leads on Facebook, even cheaper if you get good at it. If you're grossing $20 or $30 of revenue from your webinars and generating generating leads for $5 a lead, if you're profiting $25 from every lead, your advertising budget is as big as you want it to be. You spend $200 on ads. I mean, if you're literally making, if your revenue is $30 of revenue per registrant, and it costs you $5 to acquire the registrant on Facebook, and I'll teach you how to do that. It's not hard. You make 6 times your money from every dollar you spend on ads. Spend $100 on ads, you gross $600. Spend $600, you reinvest the $600, you make $3,600. That's how you get to making $3,600 on a webinar, guys. You just scale the number of registrants. That's it. If you want to make $15,000 to $20,000 a month, this is the fastest way to do it by far. You just dial in a webinar funnel and then advertise. It's as simple as this is what I do. It's a lot easier than running around chasing people down at Denny's and then sacrificing every waking minute to handhold a team. A lot easier to do it, guys. I'll show you how to do it. Feedback from students, and then we'll tie a bow on this webinar in just a few minutes. I'll throw up the link so you can get your hands on this. Don't have a lot of copies I'm giving out tonight. You're going to have to move quickly. One of my students, probably the most valuable course I've ever taken from anyone that's no BS, Joe Sandy. Ruth Alade, one of my students, thanks for all your training. It's been amazing. Glenn Patterson, one of my students, this is life-changing information. I'm so grateful to be part of this group. Nick Pratt, one of my customers. This course is so much value. You'll notice it's like the summer. I did this over the summer last time, this live course. This course has so much value. Amazing webinar tonight. Sarah Gabb, wow, cannot get through this training fast enough. What a phenomenal teacher Steve is. Worth every penny. Outstanding. And she just went through the recordings. Joe Sandy just showed you his feedback a little earlier. He did a webinar. He'd never done a webinar before in his life. He closed a $297 sale. He had 6 people register, 6 people with 10. He closed a sale. He closed 17% of the attendees on his first ever webinar and made a $297 commission. All he has to do now is scale. So I've been coaching him how to do that. There's no way I could have pulled this off without your mentorship. First webinar ever. He's never done this before. Makes a $300 sale. Why? He just followed my formula. He was coachable. He was like, Steve, I just followed what you taught. He was pumped. I spoke to Joe after he did this. He was pumped. Ruth Alade, you heard from her earlier. Just to let you know, I did my first webinar Thursday night. I had a 41% show-up rate. This is phenomenal for me because all my past webinars have never had anywhere close to this. Thanks for the course. She'd done a few webinars before but never gotten any real results. She takes my course. Now she's getting 41% to a 10. She's tweaking things up to match my 50 to 60% attendance. Guys, leaders get 40% attendance. What do people invest to set up an automated webinar? Again, I will be setting up the automated webinar for you. You will not have to buy the automated webinar software. I already own it. I'll be setting up to point to your affiliate link. If you're not ready to do webinars yourself, no problem. You'll have the trainings. You can download them and get into them when you're ready, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road. But you'll get the automated webinar right away to start earning commissions. Now, the automated webinar software, people spend money on it. You will not need to spend this, by the way, because I will be using my automated webinar software that I own. The 2 most popular automated webinar softwares are Evergreen Business System and Stealth Seminar. What I mean is there's a piece of software that's required to actually transmit the automated webinar. You won't need to make this investment. I'm just showing you what other people spend, okay? Most popular automated webinars, Evergreen for $497 or Stealth Seminar, which is $197 startup fee, $70 a month. Other automated webinar softwares cost between $37 and $199 a month. What I did is I looked at these monthly fees, $199, $147, et and I averaged them to see, what do people spend on automated webinar software. Those average $113 a month. That's $1,356 a year. That's just for the software alone. It doesn't even include the done-for-you webinar. Okay, when people buy the software, that doesn't include an hour-long, video that sells to Traffic Mojo that can pay $297 commissions and all the emails. It doesn't include all that. It's just the software. What do people invest to learn how to present and do webinars? 7-figure speaking empire, Dave Van Hughes, this guy. If you're a speaker, call Dave and say, Dave, I'm generating, $2,000 when I sell from the stage. How do I raise that to $10,000 every time I sell from the stage? I want to sell more from the stage. He says, no problem. Fly down to my office. I'll train you for a day. It's 15 grand. And people do this. I actually have friends that have done this, that have flown down to Dave's office and paid him 15 grand to learn how to sell from the stage. Why do people spend this kind of money? It's a money skill. Obviously, if you learn how to generate, $5,000 to $10,000 every time you present, like I do, that's a money skill. Spending 15 grand to learn that would be, a no-brainer because you can recoup that easily. People spend real money to learn how to present. Teleseminar selling secrets. Teleseminar secrets. Alex Mandozian, this is an internet marketer. He's got a course. A teleseminar is a conference call. People would sell on conference calls before webinars became more popular. His course is $2,497. $2,497 to sell on conference calls. People spend real money to learn how to present. It's a money skill. HowToWebinar.com, their webinar course is $1,997 with the templates. Training alone is $997, guys. People spend between $997 and $15,000 for a presentation course. That's what the market rate is. So when I offered my live webinar intensive over the summer, the first price point that came to mind was $1,997. I thought, let me make it available to leaders so that they can get their hands on the training and they can start to earn it. And for leaders, this is a no-brainer. I have leaders coming to me left and right. What really started to become apparent is that there were a lot of up-and-comers on my list that weren't quite established leaders yet that I thought would be willing to spend $997 to learn this. And so that was the original focus, $997. Where I ended up, ultimately, was opening up for my entire list. I said, what about even new marketers? Let's set things up so even new marketers can afford it. And the price point I settled on is $497. That's the price point tonight, guys. Course starts tomorrow. You'll get recordings of everything if you cannot attend. Go to sjaffe.com/webinar. Make that investment. Make that investment. I have limited slots. There's a few bonuses that I'm throwing in, guys, okay? I have limited slots. It's a live course. I can't accommodate everybody. I've got some bonuses I'm going to toss in there. They are actually incredibly valuable, but I need to limit them, and you'll understand why in a moment. sjaffe.com/webinar. Write that down. Take a screenshot. Let me show you what you're going to see on this page. But let me get to it in just a moment here. This comes with a very rare results-driven guarantee. I alluded to it earlier. Double your money results guarantee. As this is a live course with limited spots, there are no refunds. However, if you complete and implement the course contents and within 60 days of the course end have not at least doubled your $497 investment, I will personally coach you for 60 days or until you at least double your initial investment. You will get results, I guarantee it. I am guaranteeing you will literally double your money if you implement what I teach you in the course. Or I will personally coach you for 60 days or until you at least double your investment, whichever comes first. Nobody offers this. Every leader I've shared this with thinks I'm nuts for offering this. And I say, you know what? Here's the deal. I know that they'll get results. I'm not worried about this at all. And I have no problem coaching you until you get those results, period. But honestly, I know you'll get the results. That's why I offer this, obviously. Other bonuses. You will get templates for your webinars. Okay, I will literally hand you the PowerPoint that I use that you can build your webinar off of. You just tweak it up. So it's 90% done for you. And this is for whatever you want to sell. It will work with every opportunity. Right? Sometimes people ask me, will this work with such and such company? Yes. Doesn't matter what opportunity you're in. Will this work outside the industry? Yes. This is not specific to home-based business, what I'm going to teach you. You will get templates for the registration page, okay? Templates for your follow-up campaigns. Going to give you a swipe file, bonus number 2 of all the emails I use to get people to attend, get people to register and attend. Very important. I'm going to give you a bonus training, how to automate your webinars for massive leverage, time freedom, and autopilot income so you can create your own automated webinars. Nobody teaches this. This is so far from what else is taught out there. It's ridiculous. Webinar training is few and far between. The little that is taught is like, here's the magic webinar presentation template. That's only module 4. No one teaches how to get them to register, how to get them to attend, how to track. Nobody teaches that. How to promote the replay? Forget about it. Private Facebook group for support and Q&A. You will get 30 days of email support from me. Okay? 30 days of email support. I turn around answers very quickly, 1 to 2 days. You will have ongoing access to the Facebook group, sjaffe.com/webinar. Go there right now. Get your order in. I've got limited units that I am selling. Let me show you this page. Let me show you this page. And then I'll get into the bonuses here in just a sec. When you go to this page, here's what it looks like. You get my headline, get the live six-session webinar marketing course. Once again, if you're wondering what the page is, sjaffe.com/webinar. Write that down or take a screenshot. When you go to this page, click the Order Now button. Just want to show you quickly. All you do is fill out the CAPTCHA, click Continue, and then it's just, looks like I entered the wrong CAPTCHA. No worries, just re-enter it if that happens. And then just fill out the checkout page. You know, your name, credit card, you know, very standard. It'll look very familiar to you. Everything that's available for the offer that comes with it is available on this page. You can scroll down and read. You know, it's just what I went through. We'll get into the bonuses in just a moment here. Double your money guarantee. It's all right here. It's in writing for you. Proof of results. I literally you can, if you're, you know, want to, if you're like a, you know, a numbers type, you can look and see I log in and I show you other webinars, commissions. This is kind of an old video. I got to update this because my numbers are higher now. I prove to you the 50% registration page by logging into my Google Analytics. I prove to you my attendance rate by logging into my GoToWebinar back office and showing you my stats. Guys, this is real. That's proof of results. Testimonials, you can click that to read the testimonials. My contact information, if you have questions, here's my phone number. You can call me or email me. Okay, I'll be up for about another hour after this webinar. No one else does that. I don't know anyone else who gives out their phone number. I keep it real. Okay, let's get back to a couple other details. You get the done-for-you automated webinar that can create $297 commissions, and it will point to your affiliate link so you make the money. It would be cool to get $297 commissions on autopilot, wouldn't it? You get the live webinar marketing course that starts tomorrow. The sessions are going to be Wednesdays at 4:30 Eastern Time. Wednesdays at 4:30 Eastern Time. We will not meet the week of Christmas, okay? I'll send you a schedule. I will send you a schedule. We will meet tomorrow. The course is 6 weeks. It will end the last week in January. We will meet tomorrow. We will not meet the following week, Christmas week. We will meet the first week of the year. The course will end the last week in January. You will get recordings of all the core sessions in case you can't make it. Most people are going to end up watching the recordings. Okay, do not, look, you cannot accept excuses if you want to get paid in this industry. All right, there's two types of people. There's people who make excuses. There are leaders who make the money. And then there's people who are aspiring leaders. So if you're like, I don't know, I can't make Wednesdays at 4:30. It doesn't matter. Just watch the recordings, guys. You will be put in a running group. You have the opportunity to pair up with other marketers in a running group to get support from others. I'll get back to that. You'll get templates for your webinars. You'll get a swipe file of emails, as I mentioned. You'll get the How to Create Automated Webinars training. You'll get access to the private Facebook group. You will get email support for 30 days from me. sjaffe.com/webinar. Buy now. Make that investment. I have limited spots. If you order by midnight tonight, I will give you 3 coaching sessions. If you order by midnight tonight, I will give you 3 coaching sessions. I coach my customers, guys. And honestly, I don't have a lot of room for coaching. This is why I have to limit it. This is why I have limited spots. I cannot coach everybody, obviously. I don't have the time. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay? I will pull this offer at midnight tonight or when my coaching calendar fills. After this webinar ends, I'm going to get off and check my coaching calendar to see how many sessions I have available on my coaching session in the coming weeks, the next few weeks. And once I have enough customers to fill all of those slots, which isn't a lot, by the way, I'm going to pull the offer. That's a fancy way of saying if you go to buy before midnight tonight and the checkout page has been taken down, I apologize in advance. It means that my calendar has booked. It also means you must take action aggressively and quickly right now to guarantee your spot, because I literally can't coach everybody. I just don't have the time. It's that simple. I very, very rarely make coaching available. I test different offers. You happened to catch me when I'm both offering the live course and I'm throwing in coaching. You must act quickly to take advantage of it. This is not some, scarcity element or literally. I just don't have a lot of time to coach. It's just that simple. sjaffe.com/webinar. I'm pumped though. You're going to learn a ton. I am also going to add in how to generate 70 leads per day on Facebook. I'm going to show you how to generate that kind of result, okay? sjaffe.com/webinar. Go and make your investment. Remember I showed you my results earlier, guys. I showed you my results earlier. These results added today, where did these come from? Okay, I've had 10 leads come in since I did this query, 45 minutes ago for you. Where did these 90 leads come from? Nearly all of them came in from advertising on Facebook, okay? 90 leads today. I'm going to show you how I did it on Facebook. I don't know anyone else in the industry who both knows how to generate 70 leads a day on Facebook and how to gross $10,000 on a webinar, and I certainly don't know anyone else who's going to teach that to you except for me. You will get this bonus, how to generate the leads on Facebook, if you order by midnight tonight. You will also get my leverage selling secrets if you order by midnight tonight. This is a 3-webinar training series. These are recorded webinars, how to influence with email, how to influence with video. This is going to help you get even better results to get butts in the seats and get them to register, guys. No one else teaches this. You get the done-for-you automated webinar that will be set up to point to your affiliate link so you can make the $297 commissions. You will get the live webinar marketing course. You will get the recordings of all the course sessions. No excuse if you can't make the time, Wednesdays at 4:30. Just watch the recordings, guys. You will get templates for your webinars. You'll get a swipe file of emails. You'll get training on how to create automated webinars. I don't know anyone who's doing automated webinars in this industry. This is why people are coming out of the woodwork to learn from me, because they're like, oh my God, I can't believe the results you're getting. You'll get access to the Facebook group. You will get email support for 30 days. This is 3 coaching sessions, actually, not 2. 3 coaching sessions. How to generate 70 leads per day on Facebook. You'll get my leverage selling secrets training videos. sjaffe.com/webinar. This order is available until my coaching calendar fills, or rather all these fast action bonuses until my coaching calendar fills, or midnight tonight, whichever comes first. Now, we had something like 170 or 180 people register, guys. There's a ton of people on this webinar. Okay, you see the kind of numbers that I generate on my webinars. Okay, you see what's going to happen here. And I got to tell you, I don't have, I honestly don't have room to coach, all of you. So if, you want the results, sjaffe.com/webinar. I'm going to pull this as soon as my coaching calendar fills, or midnight tonight, guys, in terms of the fast action bonuses. Let me show you the Facebook group. This Facebook group is awesome. You will have access to it. Wait till you see what I'm talking about here. This is a customer-only Facebook group. And there's a bunch of people in there I have sold the recordings to previously. It's very rare to have access to the live training. Very rare. This is a customer-only Facebook group. It's a secret group, which means that just people randomly out there on Facebook can't access it. You have to be invited. Once I see your order come in, okay, let's talk about this, and I'll come back to the Facebook group. Once I see your order come in, I will email you. Give me a little time to field emails, to field questions from people. I will email you tonight, guys. Give me a little time. You'll get an email from me later tonight. Within an hour or two of the webinar's completion, I will send you links to access everything, the course, to get signed up for the live sessions, to get yourself access to the automated webinar, points to your affiliate link, access to the Facebook group, all of that. Those of you that have made the decision or are making the decision to join us, I consider you part of my inner circle. I consider you part of my inner circle, and I take care of my inner circle, guys. I welcome you aboard. You will be moving ahead. You will be literally getting on the train to take your business to the next level. Those of you that are looking in another direction, think about, are you willing to bear the stress and the burden of knowing when you look in the eyes of your children and those that you love, your significant other, your spouse, are you willing to bear the burden of knowing you're not doing everything possible to transform the quality of your life and their life? Do you want to enslave yourself to that kind of stress, staring at the ceiling, lying awake at 3 in the morning, wondering why you didn't come on board with this? Those of you that have made your purchase, I welcome you aboard. I'm looking on my phone here. There's quite a few orders that have already come in. I'm looking at Gmail on my phone. You will get an email from me later tonight. And I'm pumped because this changes lives, guys. This changes lives. People who take this course, their life changes. That's what's happening, guys. You have that opportunity. Let me show you the Facebook group. So if you look in this Facebook group, it's customers only. Let me show you an example of the kind of support. One of my customers, Lori Owen, she posted a question. Look at all the response that people provided. This is customers helping customers. I chime in as well. Look at this. She asked a question about creating copy for her webinar. Look at the response. One of my other customers chimed in, an experienced marketer. Look at all this. Look at this response. This is customers helping customers, guys. I chime in as well, obviously. But I just want you to see the caliber of customers. The caliber of customers. You get support from all these people. Look at this. Throw a question in there. Look at this response. You got response from me. It just goes on and on and on. One of my customers is organizing mastermind sessions, so you can mastermind. You can get on the phone and talk to other customers, supporting each other. You can learn from more experienced students. People throw up ads here. Hey, guys, what did you think? It just goes on and on and on. It's amazing. People are having a great time with this. sjaffe.com/webinar. If you have any questions, you can email me or call me. I'll be up for about another hour after this webinar. Bit of a night owl. I'm on Central Time. You can email me or call me if you have questions. You know, if you're serious, if you just got some, quick questions. sjaffe.com/webinar. Make that investment. Guys, if you are here almost 2 hours in, obviously you want this. Those of you that make the investment, I welcome you aboard into my inner circle. It is the end of 2013. Let me make something abundantly clear to you. The first quarter of 2014 will dictate your results for the entire year. It's the most important quarter of the year. How you start the year influences how you end the year. Let me tell you something. Most people between Thanksgiving and end of the year are hanging out, eating turkey, relaxing, right? It's holiday season. You have the opportunity, and as a result, what happens is in January, when people kind of get back on the horse, everybody's got their New Year's resolutions. And everybody's New Year's resolution includes one of two things. Get healthier, make more money. Basically, everybody's got one of those two, usually both. Okay? Usually both. What do you think happens to all those people? Where is their mindset once they're done hanging out, it's holiday season's over, and it's the first week in January, it's mid-January? They're thinking about what are they going to do with their business. They're going to be very open to buying. Q1 is the most important quarter of the year. This course ends at the end of January. You will come screaming into 2014. You will have the biggest year you've ever had. You will know how to close $297 sales, $497 sales. It's a very, very robust course, guys. You'll be able to download it. You can follow the recordings at your own pace or get on live. Now, what's going to happen is you'll have the opportunity to sell to the literally millions of network marketers and others who are hungry to change their life because you have the skill set. Holiday season is heightening, right? Next week, next 2 weeks. Are you going to sit around and do nothing, or are you going to start to create a little momentum in January here and then rev up so by the end of January you are flying? You want to have a big Q2, a big spring, have a big Q1. You want a big summer, have a big spring. It all starts Q1. You cannot afford to do nothing. What will happen is mid-January will roll around in a month. You will have made no progress from now till then, and you'll be hosed. You will be. Those of you that are stepping up and taking action, you guys are getting on the ship here. You guys are going to change your life, and I'm going to help you. Those of you that are looking in another direction, what exactly is your game plan? I mean, really think about that. What exactly is your game plan to change your life? You got to get clear on that, guys. And I'm going to challenge you and suggest that there is no better selling medium to make more money quickly than this. It's just a fact. This is right for you. The automated webinar is 100% done for you. You don't need any technical skills. There's no special software that you need. Guys, we're going to tie a bow on this in about a minute here, okay? You don't need any special software. You don't need to be an expert or have had any success. You can do this even if you're afraid, guys. Okay, I'm going to help you. sjaffe.com/webinar. You don't have to stop doing other strategies. You don't have to spend a lot of time to get results. You don't need an existing product or service to promote. You don't need to hire a staff. It's very straightforward. I'm going to set up the done-for-you automated webinar. I'm going to teach you soup to nuts how to close on webinars like nobody's business. sjaffe.com/webinar. Guys, it's been great training you tonight. Those of you that have come on board, I welcome you. Give me about an hour or so, an hour or two. I will send you an email with access details. Welcome you for coming into my inner circle. Those of you that are looking in another direction, think about how will it feel looking into the eyes of your spouse or your children knowing that you're not doing everything possible to transform the quality of their life in your life. Just think about that. Guys, it's been great training you. Have a great evening.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected.